On today's episode, Johnny Cassell, a leading dating coach for men, author, and coach. Johnny, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for hosting.
You are going to be the window into the minds of the men for us today.
Am I?
Yes,
Okay.
I hope you will. So let me start with a very easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, on behalf of all women, what do men want most?
Well, it's a question that I ask everyone that I work with. We do all the superficial stuff, of course, but then, what's the makeup of someone? The character traits, the personality. What do you want from someone in a relationship? There's many common things that come up, but one that really jumps out the page is the word challenging. And that's not to be like, oh, I want someone that's abrasive. It just means that someone that can give you a bit of that pushback when you need it. I think in relationships, we all kind of test where the line is, and we do sort of, F up from time to time. And if your partner's not really going to call you out on that sort of stuff, you then learn to do it again and again and again. And what then happens, you lose respect. And if you lose respect, then you lose attraction. So someone that challenges you is important. It doesn't mean we're going to steer it into an argumentative place. It's actually a healthy thing.
This is already revolutionary. Thank you so much for sharing that and bringing that up as the first thing, because I see this, I've definitely recognized this in myself, in my past, and I see it all around where women are so petrified from saying something, from making a wrong mistake, especially if they really like someone and it's that stage in a relationship where you're not really sure where you stand. They avoid conflict at all costs, where it's exactly what is the downfall if you keep not speaking up for yourself, as you said, because there's loss of respect at some point.
Totally. Like, it's worth having an uncomfortable 5 minutes versus an uncomfortable next 5 months. So the real risk is not having that conversation.
Definitely. I remember from my first relationship, in a whole year's time, we never had one argument.
Wow, okay.
It's bad, right? Like, it's bad.
Well, I mean, I'm waiting for you to...
In hindsight.
Yeah, I don't know, was it?
Well, it ended.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, the thoughts in my head were, I was trying to be considerate and I was thinking about the other person and, I was thinking, okay, well, he's so busy. He's got so much going on. I don't want to kind of load up even more and burden that person with my stuff. And at the back of my head, obviously, there would be some things that would annoy me and I would just hope that they would go away. Which in hindsight, of course, it's so silly and so stupid. That's not how it works. Whereas when you have those uncomfortable 5 minutes and you have a little bit of that friction, you become closer after that.
Totally. An argument is a good thing. I think one's ability to actually resolve conflict is so important. And it's certainly something that I am looking for. When I go out there in the world of dating, like if we have a conflict of values and opinions, how are we resolving? How are we getting to a place of a softer landing? As opposed to just it being some emotional outburst and, irrational situation. That's a huge green flag if someone can resolve conflict. You asked me that question, what are men looking for? If I didn't say challenge, I would say the ability to resolve conflict. We're all emotional beings, but, how well can you address?
Yeah, how you navigate those moments when you have that burst of whatever it might be, like passion, anger, rage, but are you able to control yourself and actually navigate that in a civil way? Yeah,
I mean, arguments aren't about you always being right, and it's like phrase of, losing a fight to win the war. Yeah, sometimes you got to say sorry, like even if like you feel that, no, like I'm really stubborn on this point, like this is my belief, like, okay, but have a bit of empathy and see it through their lens, and maybe just sort of a sorry is enough.
Absolutely. And also what you just said about not entering an argument by trying to win it, that's a game changer. Because so many people do that, don't they? Whereas if you enter in any argument, discussion, even out of the context of a romantic one, with an open mind and actually seeking to almost be proven wrong, because that's how you can learn more, that's a completely different approach, isn't it?
Yeah. Amongst my friends, I just call that an idiot, or an alpha asshole. It's just trying to alpha the situation, but like you're not actually right.
What